live one here.
This video is about how I discovered the world of Prince's music, but it's also a question. How did you first begin your musical journey with this amazing artist? Everybody has their own story, and I'd love to hear them. This is mine. I was transfixed as this otherworldly voice screamed at me, "Get the funk up!" I was stunned, mesmerised, slightly scared and intrigued. Who was this singer? What was his name? He sounded utterly alien to everything I'd ever heard. I needed to know more, and after the song they said his name was Prince. Nothing was quite ever the same again. I was desperate to know more, so the next day I went to my local video store and found everything they had to offer on Prince. They had Sign of the Times and Love Sexy Live on VHS. I ran home and played Sign of the Times. I watched the opening title track with a look of utter disbelief, confusion and fascination. I couldn't take it all in. The vocals, the guitar work, the lights, the dancing, the energy. It was too much, and I was hit with the adrenaline. By the second song, Play in the Sunshine, Prince was bursting with energy, smirking, spinning, connecting with the crowd like a man simply beyond the normal restraints of the world. A man who seemed to know something that us mere mortals did not know. Love Sexy introduced me to a host of new songs, and it was beginning to dawn on me just how much this guy could do. He sung, he played guitar, piano, drums. I looked at the credits. He wrote the songs, arranged the songs. He dressed like no one had ever seen, a man utterly beyond this world. After rehiring the video 5 times, I realised it was time to find out more about Prince, or just move into the video store. I was incredibly lucky that a family member had a friend who was very into Prince. I told the friend of my interest and he copied me a cassette of every album up until Love Sexy. In my defence, I have purchased every album for myself since then, and a whole lot more. The only issue was none of the albums were dated, so I spent countless hours working out where I thought they came in the evolution of Prince. I struggled with controversy and had no idea whatsoever with Parade. I also purchased 2 giant posters for my wall, one of the Love Sexy album sleeve and one of a Love Sexy photo shoot. My school friends could only see a naked man next to the same man wearing lots of makeup. A relative asked, "How can you like someone who looks like that?" But I loved the way he looked, and I knew something none of my friends knew. This was a once-in-a-lifetime artist. I wanted to absorb, enjoy, and roll around in every second of it. As Batman had already been released, my first new album I purchased upon release was Graffiti Bridge. I had a choice of cassette and vinyl, and in a rush of teenage impetuousness, I chose the cassette so I could play it on my mother's car stereo on the way home, although my mother nearly stopped the car when she misheard Morris saying funking. From those early days, I threw myself into a seemingly endless world of Prince's huge discography, and very occasionally a record store or record fair would have a special release of a bootleg, which felt like discovering a secret stash of gold. Then it was time for the next step, the tours. My first tour was Nude in 1990, and I was at the point of no return. I knew there would never be another artist close to Prince for me in my lifetime. The amazing gift he had of making you feel like he was performing just for you in a crowd of tens of thousands. The stagemanship, the musicianship, the character. Just sublime. I saw the stripped down Nude tour, the floating bed of diamonds and pearls, and so much more. The tour highlights never stopped throughout my life, and I will always remember the London O2 shows with such utter joy. The venue, the atmosphere. This was Prince's house, and he commanded every inch of it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a bass.
Then finally, my finest hour. The Hit and Run shows in London in 2014. The best of which for me was the Shepherd's Bush Arena. Third Eye Girl announced the concert at 12 noon that day, and I flew out of my house 3 minutes later and ran all the way to the train station. After mistakenly queuing for the cash machine, I joined the queue for the concert for the next 7 hours and was treated to the most remarkable sequence of 40 songs, all for £10.
You want an awful lot for $10, Hal.
Prince was just feet away, the icon I'd watched over the years, the soundtrack to every moment of love, joy, anguish and heartache. Mesmerising, toying, entrancing and full of guitar fire and classic songs made new again, such as Something in the Water, Chaos and Disorder, and Endorphin Machine. It was around this time that I created Nightchild reviews. The reason was simple. Prince had strictly removed his work from YouTube, and I was now concerned that a whole new generation might miss out on the remarkable journey I was enjoying. All I could do was talk about Prince, his work, his genius, and hope that somehow, somewhere in cyberspace, somebody heard and took the time to explore his stunning back catalogue. I hadn't a clue how to go about it, but my big break came when I heard the track Hard Rock Lover, which Prince thrust without warning upon an unsuspecting world. I instantly grabbed the camera and just let loose with my appreciation of the track. A few hours later, I saw Prince's Twitter account had tweeted a video. Prince was new to Twitter, and this was his latest way of directly connecting with the purple world. I clicked on the video, only to be taken to my YouTube review, so I clicked again, and again. At this point I thought my computer was playing up, so I sighed and looked up how to fix it. Only then did I realise I was an idiot. Prince's Twitter account had tweeted my review. My phone didn't stop buzzing all night. Over the next few months through Hit and Run Phase 1, the Purple Picks of the Week, and Hit and Run Phase 2, the Prince account retweeted my videos countless times. I was forever indebted and humbled, and most of all extraordinarily lucky to connect with the purple world, the Purple Army, the true funk soldiers. My favourite tweet simply placed my review between the words Nightchild. These tweets opened up doors for me, and I was able to interact with people that I would never have dreamed of having the pleasure to communicate with, from this remarkable artists such as Martin Homent, who designed Prince's artwork for his albums and the stunning backdrops to the piano and microphone tour, Spencer Derry, who created a number of designs for Prince's image, and Joshua Welton, who sent a beautiful message. I even walked down the aisle to the greatest romance ever sold, and worked Prince's lyrics into our vows. This is where you end and you and I begin. I got to video chat with Ingrid Chavez, whose album May 19th, 1992 I grew up listening to, and a chance to review her beautiful poetry project work.
Show me what you got, show me what you got, show me what you got, show me what you got.
I also got to spend time with the superb Ida Nelson, who contacted me to review her funky album Turn It Up. I met Ida in London for her show, after show, and an interview, and her generosity and love are simply quite remarkable parts of this enormous talent. There is, however, one group of people who have made this journey what it is, and that is the purple world of Prince's admirers. The Prince community is made up of the most singularly most extraordinary, kind, generous and open-hearted people I have ever known. I have attended Prince parties celebrating his work, met truly life-changing people, and been given extraordinary gifts and collaborated with people I am in absolute awe of, such as Captain from the Peach and Black podcast, Mr. Ann, Adore Cream, and so many more. The spirit of love for one another has been overwhelmingly positive. My Prince journey will always continue, and a little while ago I added the poster I started with on my wall 28 years ago to my wall once more. There is a world of Prince to explore, and in the words of the man himself, don't you want to come? Prince, thank you for the journey, and for bringing together the most remarkable group of people you left behind. You touched an enormous amount of lives.